My name is Rhapsody. Welcome back to Slay the Spire. Alright, not the daily climb. We already did that one. Silent time. Alright, let's embark. What? I've done so many non-defensive silent decks recently. Wild. Super outside my usual playstyle. Random rare relic. That can be run defining though. You know, a random rare relic run define. I actually really want to take it, but it might kill me. Who dares wins? Start of each combat game, 5-plated armor is good. It's really good. It's probably going to stop us from taking a lot of damage, but... Alright, there's a 2 elite path that has nothing but question marks, elites, rests, and a shop early. So, even though there's a 3 elite path on the other side, we totally got to go for this one. Thank you for having my back on that one. The, Thread Needle. Well, these are all super high impact cards. Obviously, the only one we definitely don't take is the Catalyst, because we can't really do anything with it yet. It's been a long time since we've had a run with Predator in it, but Predator doesn't win games by itself. Bouncing Blast does. Alright, we'll use the Predator, though. There's the Unceasing Top. Great. Glad to see it. Alright, let's remove a card from our deck. We'll get a Strike out of deck, because we just picked up a Predator. Not gonna take that. Now, again, I'll elaborate on this, because I got a comment about this recently as well. Even if I had the definite option to remove this in the next space, I still wouldn't want this. Because with my playstyle, which is typically thinning my deck down heavily, putting myself into a quite narrow win condition, and then reliably drawing the constituent parts for that win condition, adding a card to my deck that I need to remove not only costs me whatever it costs to remove that card from the deck, but it means that I'm not removing something else that I also want to remove from my deck. See? Even if I could have guaranteed that I had this space next, I wouldn't have done it. Now we'll get a defend out of here. You're kidding me, right? Well, this... Annoying. We'll take none of this. I probably would have taken the glass knife if I had the money for it, if it was on sale. This is another card removal option. Freak you, game. That's 2 card removals now that I've had to miss. I'm mad. We should always go for the rest just before the elite, right? Because it's going to give me the opportunity to upgrade my Predator. Good. Thanks to the plated armor and our Predator, we're actually going to have a much easier time against this enemy than we otherwise might. I'm actually concerned that my next hand is going to be garbage, even with the 2 extra draw. So basically, I use my draw potion there to get me closer to my next neutralize and closer to my next Predator. Meat on the bone. If your HP is at or below 50% at the end of combat, heal 12 HP. Beautiful. Beautiful. Quite handy for us. Let's think about this. Well-laid plans. Well-laid plans. So I've spoken about this a couple episodes ago as well. Actually, I think it was a couple dozen ago. Good lord, I record a lot of this game. Well-laid plans is a card that I pick up when I don't have enough energy to play out my entire hand super consistently, or when I have combo pieces that I need to hold and wait for another combo piece, like Burst Malaise, Burst Adrenaline, Nightmare Adrenaline, Burst Bouncing Flask, you know, all those kinds of things. In this deck, like, I kind of just like a hard cycle through it using the Predator. This will hold a card out of that cycle. And especially because I'm playing Predator on 1 turn, so that's 2 energy invested. And then the turn after, I'm drawing 7 cards, which is, even with Neutralize and Survivor, still I'm not going to have enough energy to play it. Yeah, I actually think I'd take a well-laid plans here. because a lot of the time it will be holding a card. Omamori, negate the next 2 curses you obtain. That's actually a really handy pickup for us. This is going to allow us to take a lot of the... Ooh. We kill the backline here. This is almost never correct, which is why I love that I thought heavily enough to actually do the correct move there. Take the backline out. Noxious Fumes doesn't go in this deck is the problem. This is a deck that uses Predator to do its upfront aggression. And Noxious Fumes is a delayed aggression, like it's delayed damage. Expertise is a great way to draw through your deck, but, you know, like, if I'm holding 1 card over from well-laid plans, I've got a hand of 6. Like, how often am I going to play out my whole hand? And that's if I don't have a Predator bonus where I have a hand of 8, right? How often am I going to be able to run out my entire hand and then Expertise? Probably not commonly. I'm actually going to take the setup here. I don't think it's going to be good yet, but maybe we get something super expensive that we get to combo with it, which of course means we do need to upgrade the setup as soon as possible. Thankfully, we're going to be cycling through those days quite quickly, courtesy of the Predator. I figured that was going to be our turn there. Well, unfortunately, I am going to be taking 3 damage in this fight. Alright. We'll just withstand that damage this turn. Beautiful, we can. I will knock off your artifacting. And then we'll retain the setup. Beautiful. Strike the front line. Again, we'll retain the setup. So I'm going to look for just something that is so expensive that I otherwise would never play it. Really? Like, my Predator is at the very bottom of the deck? Thanks for that, game. So Wraith Form could go in this deck, but we're not going to play that many skills in this deck, so that's still not a natural fit. But, like, something that expensive. Choke? The big problem I have with Choke is its cost. Yeah, sure. Warpaint, upon pickup, upgrade 2 random skills. So we chose the card first, just in case we picked a skill that we wanted upgraded. And we got Survivor and Defend. Near buds, near buds. We'll upgrade the Choke. Because if we are going to be building our deck around, like, generating a bunch of cards and then playing all of them, we're going to need to build our deck around that, like, quite significantly. We need the Neutralize upgraded here. Otherwise, we're going to have a lot of trouble against this boy here. I'm actually going to hold on to the Survivor here, because it is possible that I don't get enough damage to... Never mind, we're fine. I guess I just don't use Choke unless he's standing up. I'll hold on to my defensive this turn. Survivor to drop a strike. We'll neutralize the game because we always end up doing that here. Set up a defense. I'll play a defense and play a strike. Hold on to that strike. This is pretty garbage, the choke here, because it gets 2 triggers, right? So it's 22 damage from the choke. Kinda super low. Need more 0-cost cards. Now, thankfully, the damage for the choke does actually go through the block there. As you can see, you took 5 damage under that. Yeah, I still keep a survivor. You can set up the Predator for next turn and then just play a survivor strike this turn. Yeah. Now, actually, I've got to check the text of setup. It is cost 0 until it is played, so I can't just hold on to it with well-laid plans and then play it the turn after. In fact, that's probably correct here. Yeah. We're gonna need more energy before choke is actually good. It's currently just like a fancy. Okay. I'll survivor a strike, then choke, then defend, neutralize. Alright, and hold on to the Predator for next turn. If this was a defend plus, we might actually be able to kill this turn. It's not. Like, we can kill this turn, but I haven't taken damage yet in this fight, and I don't intend to. But my enemy is actually going to murder me this turn, aren't you? Crumbs. So I can play the defend, but the problem is, if I play that defend, I am going to only get 5 block. I hit you with a Predator, I take 3 damage, I have 2 block left, and then I neutralize you, killing you, but I take 1 damage to you. So I don't actually perfect the fight. Took exactly 1 damage. Well, bullet time and 1,000 cuts are both... Yeah, we'll take the bullet time. Because we can set up to hold it, or we can set up to put it in the next hand, or we can just hold it, right? So we can engineer basically holding 3 different cards, right? Well-laid plans holds 2 of them, and we set up another one. We could actually take the Calling Bell here. We've got Omamori, but we have so many opportunities to pick up curses past this point for benefit that we probably still don't want to do that, and I still want the energy from Sozu. And the reason you want the energy from Sozu, by the way, in a deck that does have bullet time, because bullet time, you can reasonably look at bullet time, and in fact, you can run a deck like this, where bullet time is just all of your play. But since we only draw 5 cards a turn, and we possibly hold one from the well-laid plans, bullet time isn't really doing that much. Like, I'm going to want to upgrade bullet time so that it only costs 2, and then I'm going to want to get some draw cards in my deck, like an acrobatics or a backflip or a couple copies of each, in fact. So then I play my acrobatics, and then I play my backflip, and then I play bullet time and play a hand of 10 cards out. That kind of thing. All right. I'm starting here regardless, and then I can just choose how many elites I want to take on. Hold that defense. Thank you for dealing none. It's unfortunate. I don't want to use the explosive. There's going to be better situations. Like, explosive here saves me 2 HP and 1 action, which is fine, but there's going to be better situations for it. We'll neutralize here, then Predator. And then I'll hold on to bullet time, and then my next hand I just get to cast everything. Yeah. And it's choke and a bunch of strikes, so we'll be fine. Escape plan. I should have taken the draw there. There was a backflip as well. I didn't even think about it. So this is a 20% discount, so I can't take that and then remove a card, so instead I'll just remove a card. We need to increase the consistency with which we draw into our combo pieces here. Sure. Hey, Juzu Bracelet. Regular enemy combats are no longer encountered in question mark rooms. Don't mind if I do. Now here I know you're attacking for 10 next turn, so I'm going to set up a survivor. Unfortunately, the enemy has artifacting, which is actually really annoying for us. Because choke's negative effect is prevented by artifacting. Which is really unfortunate. I can still play everything without playing the bullet time here. Although I'm still going to play the bullet time because the survivor was going to discard the bullet time. That's if I wanted to play everything, and I did. So I figured this hand was probably going to be able to kill anyway. Sneaky Strike, we don't really discard. We will take the backflip now. Fix the mistake we made last time. Beautiful, well laid. Now we play Predator and then all those strikes, and we hold on to a bullet time. So I'm probably going to choke one and then attack the frontliner. Yep. Check you. I don't have any AoE damage in this deck. I've just got the explosive potion. So I should try and keep an eye on that. It's entirely my bad. I shouldn't have used the strike. I should have done Predator defend. I didn't need to take this 1 damage. Alright, let's set up a survivor, which will then draw and play for free. Thank you, backflip. Beautiful. Need more card draw in this deck still. None of those, though. You know what? I'm actually going to dodge these 2 elites, and instead I'm going to go for 2 question marks and an extra rest. And the reason is because I have a lot of cards that I still need to upgrade. Bullet time, well-laid plans, backflip, probably, because I'll always play it. Upgrade all strikes and defense. No, we're removing those as hard as we can right now, so... Beautiful. And also, these question mark spaces, because they can no longer be enemy combats, are just so much better for us. Non-boss chests now also contain cards. Eh. Speaking of, here's a card. Probably none of these, I gotta be honest. Even the footwork? Footwork's really good, though. But this isn't supposed to be a defensive deck, but I guess it just became one. But we already play enough defensive cards? Is that true? That is true, actually. Yeah, we take none of those. There's also a slight consideration. If the awakened one is our boss on the final floor, it would be bad for us to... Hang on. I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing. If our boss on the final floor is the awakened one, it would be bad for us to have that footworks. Well, it wouldn't be bad, but it wouldn't be optimal. Okay. So nothing can be drawn, so backflip's actually not doing anything right now, so I'm probably just going to set up the backflip. And then Survivor for defense. Now backflip is 0 cost card draw. It's pretty good. I know I just wasted a weaken by throwing it on a target that was dying, but I actually only cared about the damage there because this enemy does so little damage that I'm not really going to worry about their output of damage. Beautiful. Don't need another well-laid plans. I kind of want a Dagger Spray in this deck, but at the same rate, I kind of really don't. Like, I want lower cost cards, 0 cost cards, drawing cards, those kinds of things. We do need some AoE. Do we need some AoE, or do we just need to be able to defeat one enemy while blocking against another? I think this fight will actually tell us. Can't be weakened. Beautiful. Alright. Bullet time. We'll choke you. Predator against you. Neutralize. Strike. I can hold on to both of these. Do I get a better benefit from holding on to them or keeping? Actually, holding on to them or keeping. No, the same thing. I get a better benefit by holding on to them so that I have them to cast with a future card. I will set up the Predator and then immediately draw it. Hold on to these two. Now I'm going to draw 7 cards. And one of them is going to be bullet time, so life's pretty good. Beautiful. I kind of want to throw all of my damage in the back line. I'm going to use my explosive potion this turn. Because I want, like, the only way that I could have killed this sneaky gremlin would have been double stab and neutralize, but I want the neutralize to go on the back line so that the enemy is weakened for the next turn. Because that's going to be pretty significant. I'm actually going to play both of those there because that's an extra 10 damage, and now you're well within range of being able to kill in a single turn. Like, 1 more damage does it. That'll do it. Darkstone Periapt. Whenever you obtain a curse, increase your max HP by 6. I believe that is going to be stopped by the Omamori. Endless Agony is interesting. It's just 2 triggers of choke in the right hand. But we're using bullet time to make things cost 0, so we actually want higher cost things. Yeah, we don't want any of those. Transform a card, sure. Probably one of the strikes. Alright. Well, apparently I can't avoid getting a slice in this deck. Not too huge a fan of what the Chosen just did to us. And Beautiful. I'm just trying to make sure that I don't have to play, you know, infinite cards here. Sorry, specifically I mean infinite days into my deck by getting skills in there. Hold on to choke and we'll hold on to defend. Especially because you haven't attacked in a couple turns. So yeah, you're due for one. You can backflip, then bullet time. Choke, predator, double strike, double defend. Yeah, beautiful. Woo. Expertise. Second choke, actually. Ooh. Escape Plan is actually really good in this deck because it's draw that you use, but the problem is you don't use it before the choke, right? Because, okay, so bullet time, you cannot draw any cards this turn. So you have to play the Escape Plan before the bullet time, but you usually play the choke after the bullet time. So the ordering doesn't really work out. But the really cool thing that you can do with Escape Plan is if you have Escape Plan and Setup in the same hand, you can set up a card and then Escape Plan to draw it, right? But I think a second choke, because if I get them in the same hand, that is ridiculous. Also, it's another way to remove artifacting, so I don't have to rely on drawing into my same choke a bunch of times. Not what I was trying to put on top of my deck there, just so you know. Really not what I was trying to do. Yikes. Oh boy, this is not good. We're going to be holding that bullet time because we can just naturally cast everything in our hand right now. Yeah, there goes one of our chokes. That's what I was worried about, not being able to take out those guys in time. And then them turning around and making our lives miserable. Let's set up that choke for the next hand. That was really dumb. That was really extraordinarily dumb. I should have known the orb was going to take it there. It was already showing the action. I'm about to steal this from you. Neutralize. Set up that choke to the top of the deck. And I will hold on to these two. Alright, so we've already taken damage in this fight. At the very least, we've got the enemy weakened for this turn. There is a lot of zero costs that we can cast this turn. Alternatively, I just, like, hard defend? Beautiful. And we hold. Thank you for the backflip. Exactly what I wanted there. Alright. Bullet time. Choke. Choke. Now it's 10 damage for each card we play. Something we should really look into is cards that generate other cards. So, obviously, Shiv generating cards like the Blade Dance and the Cloak and Dagger. Because an upgraded Blade Dance and an upgraded Cloak and Dagger are 4 and 3 cards respectively for 0 energy, for 1 energy. But 0 energy for us, right? Because of how we're going to be doing that. Hang on. It's 0 energy for us because of the way that we cast them. What? There's a word I'm trying to use here, and I keep forgetting it because I'm lost in trying to do the battles. Oh, because the blade. The bullet time. There we go. Finally got it. Burst is actually less useful than Adrenaline here. Adrenaline's just going to get us deeper into our deck. I really want the extra energy from Runic Dome, but is it actually necessary? Like, with the upgraded bullet time and the way that we cycle through our deck, I don't think it is. I think I go Pandora's Box. Transform these out of my deck. You know what? Let's go. Good. Bad. Bad, but makes this better. Bad, but it's an artifact removal. Extremely bad. Alright. Well, okay. It's fine. Not everything's good. Not everything's good. Not everything's fine. I could have gone for the black star as well, but people get mad at me for not... for not doing the thing. Brain, are you gonna just correct the word, please? People get mad at me for not transforming often enough. I think transforming is just, like, not part of my playstyle, but I'll do it from time to time. Especially when it's really not going to cost me anything at all to do. Ow. Wee bit of damage taken there. Alright, adrenaline. Backflip. Okay, now I can bullet time. And all's well with the world. That worked out pretty much how I expected it to be honest. Goodbye forever. While I would usually play Infinite Blades, our boss at the end of this floor disincentivizes powers, so probably not. Yeah, I'm gonna go for 3. Enlightenment is interesting. It's effectively like a bad bullet time. Do I want a second one? Probably not. Transmutation's actually interesting. I think I might take it. Yeah, I'm gonna take that. Flash of Steel, definitely. All of those are bad. I'm actually not taking them. Okay. I don't want the Madnesses in my deck. Not really. I already have an effect that does that. I don't want to make my deck thicker with cards that aren't benefiting from the effect I already have. So I'm actually going to focus. Omamori is going to trigger, but the Darkstone Periapt is not, and I get some healing. Paper Crane is actually pretty ridiculous. Like, it is insane. I think I either take Paper Crane or I card remove and I go for the Acrobatics here. I only have one source of weakness in the deck. Alright, Acrobatics card remove. Alright, let's card remove a strike. We don't want something in the deck that already costs 0. Our whole thing is about making things that don't cost 0 cost 0. Sure. Gain the red mask there. Don't mind if I do. Use a skill pile. Skill from your draw pile, rather. Put it into your hand. Alright, of course it's not going to cost any less. Should have known that. Pretty much a garbage. I should have done that in the opposite order as well. Good lord. Ryan, please. Get it together. Alright, let's hold on to these two. And we should be able to kill with relative ease now. Yep, that'll do it. Smiling Mask, Merchant's Card Removal Service now only ever costs 50 gold. Don't need a second setup. First one's actually a little cumbersome. Hey, there we go. That's exactly what I was looking for there. A ridiculous amount more draw. Thank you very much. I should have discarded the transmutation at the very end there. All right. Not bad, not bad. Get a casual backflip off. Acrobatics gets us a ridiculous amount of cards. We'll Terror to set up for later. And here I'll hold on to Bullet Time Predator. Yep, that'll do it. Select, drop that and that, then double tap for the kill. Hell yeah! Sucker Punch. I would have actually taken Sucker Punch there if I had taken the previous Paper Crane. Let's drop the setup. And now we can go for the bullet time. Beautiful. Totally the wrong order. I keep getting inside my own head about this. Like, I'm looking at the transmutation constantly and going, how do I activate you? Alright. So I've got to do all of my draw effects first. Then we can do the double choke, destroy forever. That does go 0 to 100 quite quickly. The escape plan there. Become an anchor. Each combat start with 10 block. Nice. I don't really get that much defense, but I am going to need to occasionally keep it. So I'm going to hold a blur. I need to upgrade that transmutation before I'm really happy casting it, to be honest. Okay. Let's put the dagger throw back on top of the deck. We'll Terror deflect poison stab this turn. I'll hold Predator and choke. Okay. Dagger throw the reflex. Make sure that I get all of my draw done first. Alright. Now we can bullet time. Double up on the choke. Transmutation here. Yeah, thanks for the madness. Ugh. Didn't need to cast a hell of a lot of cards that turn. Thanks to the extra draw, we're closer to our next ability to do the same. Let's set up the survivor here, actually. Yeah, this hand's pretty garbage, to be honest. Alright. Defends. Play literally everything. Hold onto the bullet time. Yeah, because the rest of the cards that we want, all still in our deck. Good gosh. Sure. Flash of Steel first again, and now it's bullet time. Gotta play all of the draw cards at that time. Ice Cream energy is now conserved between turns. That's actually going to be quite handy. We'll take another upgraded choke because that's how I deal all of my damage. We need to start working these artifacts off the back guy. Well, at least I get to hold one. Okay. We'll hold 2 of the chokes, and then we're going to draw 7 next turn, courtesy of having played the Predator in that turn. If we saw more Predators, I would take more Predators. We haven't seen more Predators, so I'm not going to take any of them because I haven't got them. Savvy? Draw more cards if we could, but we can't, so won't. Choke. Choke. Now that one's going to die in 5 cards played. Beautiful. Don't need any of that, thank you. Lose Poison Stab. More than happy to, in fact. Fight for a relic, don't mind if I do. Escape plans to replace itself. Will acrobatics to drop the reflex. Come on. Any other draw that I desperately want to do? Yeah, probably that. Alright, bullet time. Choke. Choke. Now you're going to die when I play these 4 cards. Predator, Blur, Well-Laid Plans, Survivor. Alright. Most important targets down. And we got to save some energy on that turn. Oh, gosh. There's the reflex as well. Dagger throw and drop the blur. Then it's bullet time. Beautiful. And survivor that out of my hand and then just choke, choke, choke. Set up. Beautiful. Old coin. Gain 300 gold. It's fine. Probably not going to do anything. Probably none of these. Maybe distraction. Nah, not even distraction. Alright, this is just a straight race, this one, right? Alright. I'm going to hold on to Predator and Choke. So this turn, I'm going to play all of that, and then a transmutation for 2. Not that great. And I'll pull a neutralize out here. Beautiful. Got a wee bit more card draw in our deck, so we should be able to get down to our correct card. Hey, there's the bullet time, right on time. I'm actually going to hold the burn so that it doesn't go back into my discard pile. It's a garbage thing to have to do, but if it's necessary, it's what I'll do. Right. Then we'll hold on to these 2 chokes, and our next hand has the extra 2 draw from... Beautiful, we're good. In fact, don't even count. It's just 3 bullet time. 3 chokes. We're fine. Bye forever. Happy Flower. Every 3 turns, gain an energy. If we don't use it on that turn, we get to use it later, courtesy of the ice cream. I really wish I had some card generation in this deck. I would be able to use that burst so much better. All right. Upgrade the transmutation so that it's actually effective. You know what? I'm just going to transmute this turn. I'm already fully blocked. It's pretty much the only turn I'm going to get to do it. Set up Apotheosis. Then I'm going to hold these 2. We're literally just waiting on bullet time. Did that in the wrong order. Could have gotten them both killed if I did that in the right order. Would have been choke the front line before choking the back line. With this much energy, I actually just go straight in on it, right? A lot of damage come in, but we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Probably. I mean, look, I can't guarantee anything. Escape plan replaces itself. This is a really good hand for us. Let's go. Choke, choke, choke. Predator. Lure. Backflip. Survivor. Alright, so now I get to maintain this block for the next turn. That's why that was particularly good. It also actually left me with some energy. I'm going to set up the backflip, then acrobatics. Yeah, because I'm already defended. Just need to get my cards out. Ah, there we go. We'll also... Dagger throw there. Discard the reflex. Beautiful. Alright. Choke, choke, choke. Predator. And then just try and play out the entire rest of the hand. Especially due to the blur that we got there. We're probably just going to be fine. Alright. Make sure to play both of the escape plans first. We'll neutralize before we acrobatics so that we don't overfill our hand. If you're wondering why I'm playing cards before the choke, a lot of the time it's just to prevent overfilling my hand and to draw so that I get the most impactful choke turn possible. Alright. Guess we should do it this way then. Choke. Predator. Bye forever. That was a really weird deck. It was hard to think about how to use that deck. I think if it was thinner, it would have been much better and much easier to work through because I would have just been able to go, this is going to be my hand every single time. But because I didn't get enough opportunities to remove cards from my deck, in fact, never mind. Because I wasn't able to take the opportunities I got, right? We had 3 on the first floor that we had to turn down, 3 card removals. That would have been ridiculous for us. But because I had to turn those down, and because I had only 1 giant impactful card for card drawing the next turn, being the Predator, we ended up in a position where we had to load the deck with extra draw instead of just relying on our own draw. And because of that, it really fucked with our turn's orders. Because do you make things cost 0? Do you make your cards deal extra damage to the enemies? Or do you draw first? And every single time I felt compelled to do the first 2, but I needed to do the last one. Which just kept screwing with my brain. For the moment, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.